So I keep hearing the fact of, do you, I was hesitant of asking this question, but I gotta know because this is a very inspirational panel, and I'm just meeting you guys for the first time, and damn, my respects. So do any of you have any disabilities, right? Because I'm in the point of my life where I've gotten so far, but I'm dyslexic, I have bad memory, I have bipolar depression, and obviously I have my days where I don't know if it's gonna keep going, or I'm in my head like, okay, I've never picked up a book in my life. I'm up here, but what's it gonna take for me to get to that next level? And now I'm just curious if you guys have anything like that where you're fighting through it and basically just giving people hope.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy to start with that. Thank you for sharing. Man, every day is very hard, and I have a neurological disease, and every day I wake up, and some days I can't walk. Thankfully, I'm a lot better than I used to be, but there was years where I fully couldn't walk for weeks, and it felt super unfair. And every day I wake up, and it's probably a lot harder for me to get out of bed than 99% of people, but that is my life. And I think the thing that changed my life, which my dad's here too, so there was this crazy moment that changed my life for whatever reason, but his brother, who's pretty insane, one day I broke my back when I was 15, and changed my life. I was an athlete. I was like, this is my life. I'm gonna be a pro athlete. It was super good. I was like, it's all figured out. Suddenly everything changed. And I was complaining at the dinner table at Thanksgiving. And my dad and his brother and our family went through a lot of crazy stuff that I didn't have to go through in my life. And my uncle was just like, wah. And I was like, what? I just broke my back. I'm fucking 15. What? And he was like, shut the fuck up. And I was like, what? He's like, I have 2 broken discs in my back, and I had to fight my whole life, and we grew up homeless half the time. Our parents left it, and all this shit. And he was like, sorry, my mic isn't working. Testing. But yeah, he was just like, no one gives a shit about your problems, honestly. And he then was like, do you want to be someone who does something really cool with your life or complains? Because everyone has their own issues, and it was the harshest thing of all time saying to a 15-year-old, but yeah, I also have dyslexia and I can't read for shit, but somehow I run a tech company with Alex, and just 4 years ago I didn't know what a tech company meant. And I think, yeah, I have ADHD, I have all these things. It's I think that's what makes us good at making shit, and it gives us our weird perspective on the world. And I literally can't think of one thing at a time. There's 30 things, and I'm going insane, but also maybe that's a superpower. I don't know. And I think a lot of my friends and people that are really inspiring to me have those things. And I think for everyone it's different. And for me, it was just literally started shooting and making things because it was the only thing that made me forget about my physical pain. And it sounds very depressing. It's not supposed to be a sob story, but it's just that's what was my outlet, and I was I just want to chase that. And some people in the world resonated with it, and thank God. But so yeah, I think also answering your question a bit, being the best baseball player in the world, you have a 300 batting average, which means you do well 3 out of every 10 times, and then you're one of the best in the world. And I think that doing what we do is so fucking hard. Every day it's you're waking up and you're just I don't know what today brings, and that just making that decision is a lot harder than doing a 9 to 5 or whatever that brings security, but it's also that has its limitations as well. So I don't know, I really feel that every day, and every day is hard, and every time I have a win I'm why is it not better or bigger? And why do I not do more? But so yeah, I feel that every day, and I don't know, do you guys have that?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I have dyslexia too, AD. I mean, maybe everyone here has dyslexia. I don't know if you, but yeah, anyway, I have dyslexia, I have ADHD. I would say the two that are specific to how I got through it. So one, severe social anxiety. You would have never 5 years ago been able to get up in a room in front of this. So I think, just pushing through it and, doing that. I think the other aspect for me was, I was doing weird viral stuff in middle school and high school specifically because I didn't want to talk to anyone. So like out of necessity, and I would go to school the next day and everyone would be talking about these crazy things, having no idea I was behind it. And for me, it was sort of this weird, like, secret superpower. But I think if I had to just give the one-liner, it's you have to just put yourself in uncomfortable situations, like that's it. And I also got the wow thing going growing up. I didn't break my back, but I got one like that.
Oh no, this is me challenging myself.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm saying? Like I said, I kept hearing, do you boo? And I was like, you know what? This is my time to shine.
Yeah.
I think I definitely have ADHD. I think a lot of, like you said, I definitely have this thing where like if something is due next week Wednesday, I won't start until like Tuesday at midnight. and somehow I'll pull it off, and it's like a 50-page document with like all this insane information and whatnot. And I remember going to my therapist for it. I was like, why am I doing this? And I think giving it meaning helped me a lot, where like for me it was like I'm almost using every day as absorbing different knowledge until I get to that moment where I know I can complete the task. I've absorbed all this information and I needed to relax, or I needed to not do anything, or I needed to watch a movie when I should have been writing, or I needed to do all these things because those things are going to aid in those 6 hours of like crunch time. So like giving it that meaning for me helped me battle like this anxiety of I need to do this and I can't, so I'm freezing. But then I take everything as like, oh, maybe I should not read this right now. Maybe I should just close my eyes and listen to the song. And then that sparks it. So like just trying to feel like these little things in the procrastination of the ADHD phases are needed for us to get to that point of like finding the answer or the problem that we're trying to solve is how so if you can give meaning to those things, I think you're able to like create from there.
I think, I think you have your superpower. Whatever you feel is like working against you actually ends up being your superpower. Is like, I think, I'm bipolar and all the things that make me so intense at work, and like struggling with depression super hard, but then it makes my work so much better because I'm just like, well, I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but it just makes there's so much heart in what I do, and like so in ways that like sometimes I look at other people and I'm like, you don't know what it's like, but it just helps. I think it becomes superpowers. And I think when I was younger, I was just like, shit, I'm like, this is so hard. Like it was like I had a chip on my shoulder because it was just so challenging for me to just get through days. But then now I'm kind of like, oh, it's just maybe makes me who I am and makes the work how it is. And so I think thinking about it in that way and just making it work for you, and it just the faith of knowing that I think has helped me with that too.
Well, thank you guys for sharing, being vulnerable with us, because obviously, not only did you inspire me, I'm pretty sure you guys inspired a lot more people in here. But yeah, like I said, thank you guys. We're out here inspiring the world. So
Thank you guys for coming.